You're looking at a chart of gold on a 1 minute chart, okay? We are approaching 9 a.m., which is the start of a new hour. You can see the time at the bottom right-hand corner of my screen, 5 minutes to 9 a.m., okay? Looking at my chart, as you see it, where do you think liquidity resides? Liquidity is a high or a low, okay? Where is the liquidity, okay? Where have short sellers enter this market, and where do they have their buy stops? Buy stops meaning that if I'm short, I need to have a order in the system to buy back my shorts if the price doesn't go down and goes against me and goes higher. If I look at this chart, what's the market creating? Look at these highs the market's creating here. Okay, that's a triple top. Retail traders see that as resistance, a great place to short from. So I want to see the market come down first without taking out these highs. If the market does that, what's the opportunity I then have? So 9 a.m. is about to open. What I want to see, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, this is what I want to see. This is how I think about the markets when I'm thinking about what's my next trade. That a new hour is about to start, and I'm looking to see, is there an opportunity? I see that look at the lows here. See these lows here? Right? That is a trend, and I feel that is a fake trend. I want to see the market come straight down into anyone that's long. They've got all these stops under these lows. And I want the market to do that without taking out these highs, because that will do a few things. Number one, the market goes down, and these folks who are already short, they're loving that because they want the market to go down because they are short. It also entices new short sellers to come into the market, and it stops out anyone that's long from all these lows, right? It tells me that that's the manipulation. Okay, all of that needs to happen without taking out these highs. I then want to see the market somewhere under this, maybe even take out those lows, give me an opportunity, a setup to go long, to buy, and my target would be, where do you think my target would be? Up these highs. Okay, that's how I think about the markets. That may not give me that opportunity, but that's what I want to see. Now, right now, if the market comes up here first in this new hour, I'm not looking for short to go down at this point in time. Okay, so that's how I assess the market at each key time. Okay, new hour starting. We're kind of in the middle at the moment. We're nowhere, and I want the market to leave the highs intact, go down, stop out anyone that's already long, give me an opportunity, a setup to buy this market with a target at these highs. And I want to measure, because that's something that I do before going in. I want to measure, so if we get an entry under these lows, what's the high? And I can get 50 pips because there's a 50 pip range between that low and that high. So 9 a.m. has now come around, and I want this to go down. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. And let me see, do I have any markings on here? Okay, so what's these markings I have? Let's have a look. Let's jump into a 15-minute time frame. Okay. Yep, so let's just draw some levels. So this is the current down candle that seems to be holding. Okay, let's put a line here. I'm drawing these levels so that when I jump into a 1 minute chart, I can identify a level that I'm interested in, where I want to see a setup form. Remember, I don't want the highs to be taken, otherwise I'm not interested. Okay, I want these highs to remain intact. Okay, so let's now jump down to a 1 minute time frame. So that's the level I'm interested in. I want the market to come back below all these. Even if it comes down below here, that's fine as well. Okay, and let's see if we can get that in this first 15 minutes of 9 a.m. Now I might just chop around. We might not get an entry, and we might get it at 9:30 or 10 a.m. So I kind of want to see this occur in the first 15 minutes of 9 a.m. Okay. See if we can identify what's going on a shorter time frame. There's a little gap here that this is coming to. Okay, so yep. What's 3 minute time frame showing us? Trying to see if there's any open gaps, but I don't see any real open gaps. So this gap, has that been completely, let's see, is this open still? Ooh, maybe by one pip, that could just be trading view. See, I like to see gaps that are still open. where the algorithm will draw down into, and that gap could be a potential support zone. See if we can find a gap on a 1 minute that hasn't been full. See, it's very balanced. Every gap has been balanced. Any wicks that haven't been traded down into is another way. See how you got this wick, it's been traded down to by this wick. This wick has been traded down into with this wick, right? This wick hasn't been traded down into, okay? That there could be liquidity, right? The people that have longed from there, okay? So I want to see at least let's go below there. And this wick has been traded into from here. There's no what we call naked wicks, okay? So it's a tough one. I don't see any levels where I can kind of forecast the market come down to, other than back under these lows. So if there was a gap somewhere here or here or here, we could expect the market to be drawn to that gap to rebalance, or not to rebalance, but to balance a price level. Okay, so we're only 5 minutes into this 9 a.m. The highs are still intact. We're coming down. I like that. That's what I want to see. Okay, let's see. Do we have, what's 15 minutes showing us? See, this wick is a naked wick. Right, see that? Nothing has traded into this wick. Right? See, this one didn't come down into there. None of them. So that is a level that I'm interested in. Okay, and I will mark that as yellow. Let's mark it as orange. Yellow, orange, yeah. But is that, and that, if you notice, is at this blue line that I marked, which is this down candle, the open of that down candle. So that's the last down candle before this move up. Okay, and that is a reasonable level for this to come down to offer some support. This wick hasn't been traded down into. Okay, so I'll go back to a 1 minute. That is below this, so I like that, because that is where some people have long from, so they'll have their stops at this level. Okay, so I want to see price coming to this zone, maybe go below all these lows here. Okay, now what's interesting about this level that we've marked here, it coincides with this gap. See, these gaps, even though the market has traded down into it, they can be reclaimed in the future. So coming back down into that zone, we'll be reclaiming that gap, which is under that low, and that would be coming into this wick that we've identified, which is this outer yellow box, where the market has not come down into. I want to see price kind of come into that darker orange for a potential long. You see, this is a 15-minute candle, and we are now, look at the time here, almost at the halfway point of that 15-minute candle in terms of time. And so I want to see 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes, and then it starts to turn around. And what does that do on a 15-minute candle, which I've spoken about before? That creates a pin like this candle. See how this, imagine that is a 15-minute candle. At one point, that was all the way down, and it was dark like this. Okay, this candle here. But then, if this was, just imagine it's a 15-minute candle, at 6 minutes or 7 minutes or somewhere inside of that 15-minute candle, the market turned around, leaving a pin. Right, that's what I want to see occur on this candle. But we've already, we're 7 minutes in, and we've already turned around. If I looked at that 15-minute candle right now, you see how that's a pin? Okay, that's what I like to see, but I want to go lower. I'm not happy with it just going to where it's come to. I want it to be lower. So, I want to get the opportunity. I've planned my trade. I've marked my zones. I've come to a key time, and it's kind of doing what I want it to do. Come down. It's taken out this low, which I highlighted. Okay, hasn't taken out this low. I want it to come deeper. I want it to come deeper, and I want all that to happen. Within. Well, I want it to happen before 9:30. Okay. So let's see if now we get that. It's 8 minutes into that 15-minute candle, so this should be dark, right? Because it's just coming down. There's still a wick because it's come down lower and gone up. You can see that on a 1 minute. It's come down lower, it's gone up. Now it's coming back and retracing that. So this is a great lesson on how these 15-minute candles form, how you can look at them on a 1 minute chart. Okay, and what I like to see, I like to see the 15-minute candle come down, and within that 15-minute candle, I like to see it reverse, so it leaves a pin, right? So now if we look at that 15-minute candle, it will be, majority of it will be dark. You see a small pin left here. I want it to come down, take out this low, come below these candles into this. That's the level that I want it to come into. Okay? So it's a waiting game. It's a game of patience. 10 minutes into this 15-minute candle, and we've taken out some kilos. Okay? I don't mind taking an entry. Oh, it's come under that low, which is good. Now this could skyrocket because we're more than halfway into the 15-minute candle. I want it to come just a little bit lower into this gap. May not get it, and that's okay. I'm happy to let the opportunity go by. I was just about to, I wanted to, I was waiting just for it to go into this zone. Even if it comes into this zone, I'm okay. It's close enough, right? Because we're running out of time. Time's important. Now, this could not work out. There's no guarantee this is going to work out. This is just me looking for the opportunity. One, it may not get to my level, fine. Two, it may get to my level and keep going down. Okay. Again, I'll be watching that candle to see if it's taking this liquidity and potentially turning around from there. Okay. So I think that it's done what it wanted to do, maybe. It's come into, well, it hasn't taken, let's have a look. It hasn't come into this naked wick yet, which is what this yellow box is all about. Okay. Now, it doesn't have to. You could do that in the future. Like, I didn't do it here, didn't do it here. This could be another 15-minute candle it doesn't do it in. And I'm okay, I can wait again. So long as these highs are intact. Okay. I prefer it to be before 9:30. Okay. It's okay if it happens after 9:30, but I prefer that this is before 9:30 so that the candle, 9 AM candle, can close above these, can take this liquidity by the time it opens a 9:30 candle. Okay, because 9:30 will make the high or the low, typically. So I'm looking for entry at 9 at a low level, at a support zone, with the expectation that by the time 9:30 prints, it will be at a resistance level after all the liquidity has been taken. Now, you may not understand that reasoning. That's just from experience. So I won't go into too much detail about that for now. We're just looking, this is a 50-minute candle. It's taken these two lows, which is probably enough for it. Did not come into the wick. It'll be nice for it to come into the wick. So that will be, so a lot of people would have longed now already. And they could be right. They could actually be right in this trade if they've longed from that low, because this low's taken, that low's taken, has come very close to this naked wick. And this could be a misprint on the platform on TradingView. We could have in fact come down into there. Let me see if I can see it on my trading platform. No, we have not. No, we have not. No. So that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see this come down lower. Okay. And that's how I trade. I look for these zones. I have them marked out on my chart, and then I just wait at the right time. So it's already almost 15 minutes into 9 AM. Right. We've got about 2 minutes left. Okay. So I may just let this one go now. Okay. I'll give it one more shot to see if the new second 15-minute candle in its first half of its print, meaning within 7 or 8 minutes, does it come down here and turn around. If we don't get it, so that'll be, for example, by around 9:20, 9:25 or 9:22, around 9:23, somewhere around that level, 8, 9, 10 minutes in of that next candle. If I don't get an entry, I'm going to pass. Okay. This may just chop around until 10 AM. We can't just sit here. Okay. For that long. I want to see the setup that I'm looking for within that first 15 minutes when the 9 AM. So here we go. This is the last minute of the 15-minute candle. Okay. It'd be nice to get down there. See, this is on a 1-minute chart, a naked wick. Okay, but we've got this zone down here, which is a naked wick on a 15-minute chart, which is much better. And then we have an internal zone, which you can see the market's come back down into there multiple times. Okay. And into that gap. So that gap that I've marked with this darker orange color has been reclaimed multiple times. I would love for the market to come down into where I've got this blue, because that means anyone that's got stops under these lows will be stop out. Okay. New 15-minute candle about to start. Come into this 1-minute chart naked wick. Okay. That could also be a valid entry there, because this now started the second 50-minute candle, which will end at 9:30. And there is an expectation that at 9:30 we're at these highs, because 9:30 typically makes the high, right, of New York, and currently that's the high of New York. So that there coming to this naked wick right at 9:30, 9:15, started a 9:15 candle, is valid. Okay. And that may be the candle now that continues up into 9:30 and gets to where, okay, this is good. I like this. So it's still coming down, but it's chopping around now, right? So I'm okay to enter this if we still get an entry within this candle. Okay. This candle's only started. This is only the second minute. Started at 9:15. It's now 9:16. So if we can get down there within 7, 8 minutes into this 15-minute candle, which started 2.5 minutes ago, then that's still acceptable. So I'm okay to just take this entry as soon as it hits that yellow zone under the 9 AM low there. Okay. And then just monitor how we go. So that current low is the low within the last 15-minute candle, right? That 9 AM to 9:15 created that low that we still haven't pierced. Okay. This is still only 4 minutes into this 15-minute candle. Okay. I'm going to take a position now. Okay. Only a 5 lot. And just monitor this. I may add more. Okay. Once I kind of see this turn around. This is a 50-minute candle. Okay. It's only 4 minutes in. So I'm not going to, I want to kind of see it turn around 7 or 8 minutes in. Now there's these lows here. Okay. That I wanted to take. We're coming back into this darker zone here. We're only 4 minutes in. So I might add a little bit more here, just watching this candle. Now this market can move really fast, okay? So I've added another position, okay? And that's it. I now need to monitor this, okay? I don't want to add any more. And now it's about managing the risk now that's on this trade, okay? We still could take out these lows. And sometimes, because we're coming to this gap, which is a key level, and we're inside the second 15-minute candle now, okay? And so you've got to be nimble. Otherwise, you could miss the opportunity. It's coming to the zone that I wanted. Everything's working as planned in terms of timing, in terms of the price action. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed to do exactly what I think it's going to do, but everything's working in accordance with my trading plan right now. So there's no need to wait to get the best entry, which would be now kind of if we get a move around, right, under these lows. It could even go under this low, so I'm watching it, okay, because that there is a low of New York, okay, and see how it's wicking in? It's just wicking in, stopping out. Now there's equal lows here. That low and that low is almost equal. So we may get another push down, okay. Maybe it's going to be targeting these lows, which is the low of the current New York. It doesn't have to take out this low, so there's no guarantee that it will come back and take it out. But when you do have that equal like that, then there's a good chance it will go through. And it just means that it's most likely targeting something lower. Okay, so now we are 11 minutes in to this 15-minute candle. So we're kind of past the halfway mark, right? This is where I want to start to see it moving up, okay? And if we now look at this on a 15-minute chart, you can see that's the pin, right? It's pinned into the naked, see how it's now pinned into the naked, this was naked wick that we had previously, right? It's pinned into that naked wick, into this box that we drew, which was around that naked wick, into the shorter 1 minute chart fair value gap that was reclaimed, and into the blue line here. That was the key. The blue line that I drew, which was at the open of this down candle. This down candle is the down candle preceding this entire move, okay? And these are the highs that I'm targeting. Now, I think I already measured this, that entry was from here somewhere, is about 48. So it goes through there, so we should be able to get a nice 50 pip. So 2423, trying to see what price point that is. So I can put it there, 2423, so that I can mark the, so we'll probably go higher to 2421. I think that is a level we should get up to. 2424 is what I'm targeting. So I'm just putting that into my platform. Orders in to close at 24, that's the 2423.75, which is above these highs, okay? And that's below this line here, which I think will get hit, but I just want to go above here. 2423.75, and I've got two orders in, so I'm doing it on both. 2423.75, okay. So let's go back to the 1 minute so we can see what's going on. Okay, so nice reaction from where we've entered, okay, in this 15-minute candle that will close at 9:30, at which point I want to be at these highs, okay. And this is a really good lesson because we looked at how the 15-minute candle has formed, how we come down into key levels at the right time. If we look at that 15-minute candle, it's this one here, right? Look at the pin. Remember, this was all the way down here. That means it was a dark candle. And on a 1 minute chart, we were looking at this. And that's what I wanted to see. I want to see come down, pin, and go back up. Okay, that's exactly what we want to see. And that's how we have witnessed it. Okay, we've seen it come down into the levels we were expecting, and good reaction. Okay, so we're now just managing this trade. This trade could work and come up to where we want it, which is up at these highs. Okay, or it could come back down and continue lower. But my expectation is, based on what I see in the charts and how we've planned this out, is that it will take out these highs, and that's just a waiting game. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the recording because this will take some time. It could be up until 10 a.m. that we don't get up there, and I will journal this trade once I close it out, whether it's a loss or a profit, whatever that is, and I'll post this video once I render it. Okay, so I hope this was a good lesson for you. You need to, when I post videos that I'm doing live trades on, like this one, there's a gap here. This is now the order block, okay, because this down candle took out liquidity. There is a risk. We do have these equal lows. That is a risk, okay. So I've got to watch that. But this is now the order block. We've gone above it, okay, and the market will always trade with support and resistance, okay. So this was a support zone, right? This is true support, this gap here. Okay, so here the body candles have remained above that dark box. That's this gap here that has been reclaimed once again. Okay, so it's gone up, that's the support zone, it's gone up, it's coming to this wick, okay, and it's found resistance there, right? And then it's coming back down to what should be support, which is this order block, this down candle that took out all this liquidity. Okay, so we really want to see this hold, this down candle, right? This is now almost approaching the 9:30. Okay, I really want to see this down candle hold. I don't want to see us trade below this blue line because that is the higher time frame down candle, this one, right? And that level should hold. It can kind of come down into it a little bit, but we don't want to see the market trade below that. Okay, that's important. And we just need to wait now, see how the market behaves. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording. I'll journal the trade once it's closed out, and go back on your chart and study this. Try and look at this on your own chart, exactly how I've described it, so that you learn. Okay, because these are key nuggets that you won't find anywhere, where someone with the expertise of the understanding of price action sits down with you live and shows you their trades, exactly how they're thinking, what they're looking at, the exact setups that I'm using, and then actually trading that and journaling that and showing you exactly the outcome of that trade and the live video of that. Okay, so it's all for your learning experience. If you don't study the charts, if you don't take advantage of this information that I'm presenting here for you, then you're not going to learn. You got to study the charts. You got to study the charts, put the time in to understand price action, to understand what I'm showing you, what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording. You can look at the results on my Twitter profile of how this trade turned out. Okay, hope it was useful. I will now talk with you in another video, in a future video. Okay, so I've re-enabled the recording and we have come into these highs. Okay, let me grab a box there. You can see how quickly the market's moved up. So we're coming into, we've taken this high, okay, and I'm just waiting for this high now to be taken, okay. That one there, very, very close to closing out this trade, okay. You can see how quick the market moves when you have the right time, okay, when you're trading at the right time and at the right price levels, okay. So we'll close the trade out soon. Okay. Once we get through those highs, I'm going to be closing out the trade. Okay. So I just want to show you that. I'm going to stop this recording now and then I'll journal the trade. Okay.